Hi friends, today we're going to be focusing on a writing response. Now a constructed response using the RACE strategy, a constructed response means a short response using a certain pattern or method of writing. So just like we would do our cups, we had dare, to revise, and so each letter stood for something. So we are going to be writing a short response using the RACE strategy, R-A-C-E. Restate the question, answer the question, cite the evidence, explain your answer. So for the rest of the week, I'm expecting you to write using this strategy. Each of these is a point. So for any of the activities that you're turning in, if you are missing something, you are getting points off. So I need you to have a green, a blue, a red, and a yellow. It could be a crayon, it could be a pencil, a colored pencil, it could be a highlighter, it could be a flare pen like my Lovelies, or it could be colored pencils, things like that, okay? So just like we do in our other activities where we highlight evidence in different colors, that's what we're going to be doing because I like to color, and that is how we find evidence the best, and using colors help us remember things much better. So the first thing that we're going to do is restate the question. When we restate a question, we are saying the question in a sentence form. What are tsunamis and how are they formed? A tsunami is. They are formed by. That would be answering my question. Then I answer the question, I finish the sentence. Then I'm going to cite evidence from the text that supports my answer and explain why my answer is correct. So the first thing we're going to do is green. We are going to highlight green part of the text that states the definition of a tsunami. Okay, so my question is, what are tsunamis and how are they formed? So there's kind of two different questions there. So I'm going to read the question. Remember, when we read the first time, we read to understand. Okay, we read to understand. So I would like you to stop this video, read it, mark any words that you don't know. This word is tsunami, in case you didn't know. The T is silent. And see if we can find out what those words mean before we actually look into the text deeper and look for the deeper meaning. We have to understand what the author is trying to say. So go ahead and pause, read, and then unpause when you're ready to go. Okay, so I'm pretending like this is the second time that I've read it, okay? So this is the second time that I'm reading it. I already understand what's going on. Now I'm going to read to find what are tsunamis and how are they formed. So I'm looking for the part of the text that states the definition of a tsunami. Tsunamis are large waves that are usually caused as the aftermath of an earthquake or volcanic eruption. That is the definition. So I'm going to underline. You could color, but I'm going to underline. That is the definition. Okay? The next one is red. Highlight in red the part of the text that describes what seismic waves are. Okay? The abrupt movement in the ocean floor causes waves to form in the middle of the ocean. These are known as seismic waves. The next one is yellow. Highlight the part of the text that describes what happens when the lowest part of the wave hits. As the wave travels toward the shore, it begins to gain its massive height. Most tsunamis occur in the Pacific Ocean. This is due to the fact that it is known as Earth's ring of fire, or the area where most tectonic shifts occur, such as volcanic eruptions or earthquakes. Now, if you remember, tectonic plates, our Earth's crust is on tectonic plates, kind of like puzzle pieces, and they're always moving around. So when they collide, there are things that happen as a result, and those are earthquakes. and some are volcanic eruptions. So once the lowest part of the wave hits, oh, that's what I'm trying to find. It creates a vacuum effect. I wonder what that is. And my last one explains why tsunamis occur the most in the Pacific Ocean. Now, I remember something that I already read, but I'm going to read the rest just in case. When this happens, the seawater retreats back, exposing the bare seafloor. Okay, so that must be the vacuum effect, like it sucks it out. This is a warning that the tsunami will hit shore. Probably not a quick, not a long warning. It is probably seconds. Let me see. So I'm looking for the part of the text that explains why most tsunamis occur. This is due to the fact that it's known as Earth's Ring of Fire, or the area where most tectonic plates shifts, earthquakes. Okay, so it's in the Ring of Fire. That's my evidence, and everything organized into questions that could be asked. So I'm going to use different colors because I do not want to get those confused. So I'm going to get black, purple for now. So restating the question, I'm going to rewrite the question in a form of a sentence. So we've learned that for years and years. When we write a complete sentence to answer a question, we always restate the question. So these two here are going to form one sentence. This is the first part, this is the second part. So we're going to treat this like two separate questions. Okay? So I'm going to do my first question. I'm going to do my first question in black. And my second question will be in purple. Okay, so my first question would be, tsunamis are... That's it. Tsunamis are. So I'm going to do the first one all the way through. And a lot of times they ask two questions and people don't catch the second one. So it's always good to mark them. So tsunamis are. What are tsunamis? Oh, that's one. I'm answering the first question. So I remember tsunamis was in green. Large waves that are... I'm putting this in quotes because this is word for word. This is a plan. So when I write the actual paragraph, I can either quote it by citing it, or I can directly, or I can put it in my own words. But while I'm filling out the graphic organizer, I'm just going to copy it word for word. So my first sentence is, tsunamis are large waves that are usually caused as the aftermath of an earthquake or volcanic eruption. That's one sentence. So the RA is one sentence. Now, C is not just citing my evidence like in the text. Why do I keep, it's not step 3, I'm still on question 1, Miss Ray. Get it together. All right, so citing evidence from the text would be this, is citing evidence from the text. That is my evidence. So it is in the text, tsunamis. Now, I could do one of two things. I can paraphrase it, like I said, put it in my own words, or I can directly quote it. This answers my question. So what I could say is, tsunamis are large waves, In the text, tsunamis are large waves that are usually caused as the and so forth. Or I can put it, I can put it in my own words and paraphrasing it, or I can cite it directly. I still have to put in the text no matter what I do. Okay? The next thing is explain my answer. Okay? Explain my answer. So what happens when a tsunami forms? Okay? So I'm going to go in here. Finding something that would support this. The seismic waves. So since we're talking about waves, so I'm telling a little bit more about what I wrote. The seismic waves have a large height and are fast. So this would be one part of the, this would be 2 to 3 sentences. And then the next question is, how are they formed? So tsunamis are formed when, okay, tsunamis are formed when the ocean floor moves quickly. So I paraphrase that. Now I'm going to find evidence to support that, and that was here. The abrupt movement of the ocean floor causes waves in the middle of the ocean. This is ocean. Okay, so that's answering the question and citing my text. And so I know it's also in the text tsunamis, but if I've already said in the text tsunamis once in the paragraph, and I only have that text, I can either say the same text or I just say in the text. I don't have to keep saying in the text tsunamis, in the text tsunamis, in the text tsunamis. I would just say in the same text, or the text also says. So let's talk more about the waves. We already said that they're large. We already said what happens. I'm going to say a warning. Ooh, I can say a warning. I'm paraphrasing, which means writing my own words, of a tsunami is the vacuum effect. And then I can go on and say what the vacuum effect is. So when I write this in, and I'm not going to actually write this in a paragraph yet, but this is what I'm expecting when you are given an assignment. So pause this, fill this out. This is attached to our assignment. This is going in your notebook. This is your assignment. So you are going to need green, red, yellow, and blue, just like this. And you can get 2 colors, just like I did here. Okay, just like it. If you want to use purple and black, the same 2 colors that you used before, it's fine. That's what I'm going to do. And you are going to do this. And then you are going to answer the question, how does our skin protect us? So you don't have 2 questions, you just have 1 question. That you're going to restate the question, answer the question, cite the evidence from the text, and explain your answer. Then you're going to take a picture and submit the assignment. I will give you your score not based on if you finished it. I'm actually going to be reading them, and I'm going to be giving you a point for each. So if you're missing one, you're losing a point. So make sure you do them all.